Let's do this. Oh.
The Parsons Mead LTN is an absolute mare, and local heroes like Shaq are taking it on.
All right, Shaq. I last passed a theory test in the noughties, so I don't know what this is.
So this is what they call an LTN, a low traffic neighbourhood.
Okay.
But this one is basically just an invisible barrier. It's a checkpoint. If you cross this invisible line in the road, you get fined a minimum of £65.
And it's all down to this sneaky guy here. I've never met a camera I didn't want to be in front of, until now.
And just to get to the other side of this lamppost without getting a fine, then you'd have to do a turn in the road, and then you have to go all the way back round to Croydon flyover. That's a 2-mile diversion. Does that reduce air pollution to you?
Cheese and rice.
Shaq's now at war with Croydon Council.
When did you get your first fine?
I got my first fine on Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas.
But I didn't get it until the 15th of January. And on the 15th of January, I got 5 at the same time.
It's a pretty harsh New Year's wake-up call.
That delay meant Shaq kept driving along the same route, unaware that every day he was getting a new fine.
I did see some yellow signs. Even though they're quite large, I don't think they're that clear. But other LTNs, they've got text on them. The signs say pedestrian zone. Well, I just kept driving through and through without paying any heed. Look, just like he is.
Oh, that guy. So he's probably got a fine.
Unfortunately, he can expect a £65 fine.
After getting 13 tickets in just a couple of weeks, 12 were cancelled after he appealed on the grounds that he didn't know he was getting a new ticket each day. He decided to warn others.
And in 3 hours, I stopped 228 cars. That's a minimum of £15,000 in fines. There we go, 65.
Joe Lycett sent me to do something about this, so should we stop some cars?
Let's do it.
Yes! Stop at the low traffic neighbourhoods! Stop, 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 stop! If you go through there, you're going to get a fine. Have you got a permit? Have you got a BG permit?
The only cars allowed to pass are those with a BG or broad screen permit. Good luck getting one of those.
You better turn around. Stop! Hello, have you got a BG permit? Normally it's strange men in cars shouting at me.
And it's not just Shaq who's helping out. A local protest was staged and the whole neighbourhood was revolting. Revolting in a political way. They're lovely people.
You're driving down a road that you've been driving down for 10 years plus, and one day you're okay, the next day you got a fine. It needs to be clearer.
I've watched nurses, key workers, people attending the hospital for cancer treatment, ambulance drivers all get fined for going through this part of the road.
For the sake of the good people of Croydon, the LTN must come down.
You got a BG permit?
Yeah.
All right, you're permitted to drive.
Yeah, all the best.
Have a good day. He was fine. Like, he didn't get a fine, but he was like an attractive man. Yeah. Even hot people aren't safe.
I must get better at asking people for their number.
You're doing God's work there.
Thank you.
People are really upset about this.
Upset is an understatement. I sent like a freedom of information request to the council trying to find out how many LTNs have been put into place, what fines have been issued and how much money they got from them.
Yes.
And this jazzy table shows you how much money they're putting away. But one council did not answer that question. It was Mr. Croydon.
Mr. Croydon, yeah.
Yes. So I thought, how would they like if some signs went up fining them for doing things they've been doing for years and years? So I had an idea.
We're at Croydon Council's HQ, and we're going to serve up some sweet, sweet justice by issuing our own bunch of spurious fines.
Excuse me, sir, are you on the phone? Have you got a permit for that phone in this area? Sorry, I'm going to have to give you one of these. There'll be a charge of £65 payable within the next 10 minutes. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I suppose you know why I've come over. Are these work boots? It's creps only in this area. I'm sorry, this is a LTN. It just went up within the last 20 minutes. Yeah, there's an invisible line here.
This information hasn't been given to us, so I'm surprised.
Excuse me, do you have a permit? Sorry, it's clearly signposted there's no falling in love within this area. And I've just noted that there's a massive vibe between us, and that is not currently acceptable unless you have a permit.
If people are not aware of that information, we haven't been told it's an exclusion area.
We hear you.
Can I issue you with this penalty charge, please?
Walking on the pavement.
Walking on the pavement. All right, Shaq, how do you think it's going so far?
I think it's time to call in the reinforcements. Let's get more troops in.
Let's get more people. Protest!
Yes.
It's an absolute disgrace.
Traffic fumes have increased, congestion has increased.
They just keep sending the same thing.
Please reconsider the LTN. Please reconsider. Well done, everybody. We really made them think. Everyone did an excellent job today. Now, okay, call me crazy, but I'm feeling kind of a vibe between the 12 of us. Does anyone want to go for a drink? Yeah, let's go.
I loved your protest.
Thank you.
Great.
It was great. That woman was super into me.
I mean, I didn't get that at all.
Okay.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. What happened next?
Well, after that taste of justice, they came back and said their job is to make streets safer, less congested and less polluted. Since the LTN was introduced, traffic levels have noticeably dropped. They say they have gone beyond the legal requirements to ensure signs are visible, that they install them in the cameras months before issuing tickets, that an independent adjudicator agrees they're clear enough. Finally, all the surplus money made from the fines goes towards transport and environmental schemes. But, Mr. Lycett, that's not where it ends.
I don't think I'd be able to bear it if it did, Miss Duker.
So, it turns out that Croydon Council went bankrupt last year, and I found this little line in the appendix of a financial plan. They are planning on making over £5 million in ANPR fines like this year.
Wow. But that's not all. Now, Google Maps and Waze won't take you down an LTN road if they know about it. So we've sent them a list of all the LTNs we can find, asking them to introduce an alert to their routes. Just doing what we can to make sure you don't get caught out. Sophie Duker, everyone!